Michael versus movie critics. Alan and I saw Michael. I think we both enjoyed it, gave it a very positive review. I think the critics that did not like it were expecting a different movie. What does everyone here who has seen Michael, what do you guys think? And good to see you, Dante.
Hey.
Yeah.
I loved it. I had a great time. You know what? Here's the thing. I got exactly what I wanted out of that movie. Like everything I wanted, they gave it to me. Right? Was it the strongest story? No. It could have been a little deeper, but here's the thing, and I have to keep reminding people of this. You're talking about a man who dominated 5 decades. Okay, how do you condense that down to 2 hours?
Yeah.
So I think they did a very good job at what they did as far as how they edited everything. And believe me, I am a hardcore Michael Jackson fan. Everything they left out, I wish they would have like hit on just a little bit, right? Like even just him filming The Wiz. I wish they would have gotten just a little of that, right?
Yeah.
There's so many things about that I wish they could have covered, but I understood that within 2 hours, you know, you can't cover a man who has like, you know, been in the zeitgeist for like the past 70 years, right? So I thought it was well done. Jafar Jackson was amazing. The Coleman Domingo, you know, was Joe Jackson, killed it, man. And you know, I mean, honestly, for me, more than anything, so the plus side was liking the film. The other plus side was watching critics eat shit. I love everything about this.
I like you, Dante. I missed the things they left off. I wanted to see the Jackson 5 cartoon from the 70s.
Oh, even that, right?
I grew up watching that. It was so good. Others
and I want to see less bubbles in the movie. But I'll say this: the Michael movie had the best soundtrack of any movie in the last 5 years.
Well,
it's Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it's Michael Jackson.
It was a straight up party in my. I don't know how it was in your theaters.
Yes,
it was a straight up party in my theaters.
People were dancing.
Everybody
out of the theater.
Oh yeah, same.
Dancing, everybody's just singing along, bobbing in their seats, and it was a amazing experience in the theaters. That was I put this on the same level as Endgame. You know, the experience that I had with Avengers Endgame, where the crowd was just going nuts and everybody was celebrating and cheering and all that stuff. That's what Michael was, man. It was just a straight up party for 2 hours, man. And I didn't want to leave. I was like, man, can y'all keep going? Because, you know, like how they were doing the videos and they were showing the behind the scenes of Beat It and Thriller and all of these. I'm like, yo, man, show, you know, the way you make me feel. And let's get Man in the Mirror, you know, because they had just got to the Bad album. That's where it stopped. And I was like, man, Bad's my favorite album. So I wanted them to dive into Bad and start doing some of that. But, you know, it's like, hey, you only got 2 hours, like Dante said, man. Like, if you try to do a whole movie on Michael's entire, we'd be there all day. Okay, because
I wish the end credits were an hour longer.
Actually,
everybody was dancing. There's so many videos online of just people in the theaters. Nobody left. All right, nobody left the theater. Everybody's just in the theaters dancing to the credits. It's just like, guys, man.
And some it reminded me of, because I grew up watching the Jackson 5 in the 70s. Michael's career take off in the 80s and him become iconic in the 90s. He just dominated. There's no one like this. The only person you can compare Michael to is maybe Elvis, but in many ways he eclipsed Elvis. I mean, he is the king of pop, not a, that's not an exaggeration. And seeing also the audience and also seeing the performances, people were just at a concert, no one holding phones, no one, no social media. Like, it was like, it brought me back to that era of, we all just loved this music, peak 90s. Anyways, I want to hear what everyone else who got to see it, what Blaine you
Yeah, my experience was like Derek's. I mean, and I had a group of women in their 50s and 60s behind me. I kid you not. And I don't get emotional in movies. These ladies literally brought tears to my eyes because they were so happy. Like the joy that they were having sitting through this movie and like singing every song. And it was just a party in my theater. People hung around through their credits dancing, the whole thing. I have not had a theater experience like this pretty much ever. And it was a testament to what they did, like where people are saying that there's like no story there or whatever. I'm like, guys, there is. I mean, yes, this is a biopic though. You run a thin line with that anyways. It's hard to do a good biopic. And with this being able to be for the fans and still have some meat on those bones, I thought they knocked it out of the park. And I had an absolute blast. Like, I could not have had more fun. I got out of the theater and called my mom and was like, go see this movie right now. Like, because I forgot what a big part of my childhood Michael Jackson was. And then sitting in this movie, I'm like having flashbacks of, sitting in or, dancing in front of the TV as a kid, emulating his dance moves and stuff and singing and whatever. And I'm just like, dude, this is wild. And the performances between Jafar and the kid that played young Michael was fantastic. So good. Yeah. And so, I mean, honestly, on those alone, those two performances and Coleman Domingo, those three performances, I can't see how some of these people aren't throwing it a bigger bone just for that alone, because the performances were fantastic. I had an absolute blast and keep telling everybody to go see it. So
I think we all saw the movie with a paying audience.
Yeah,
that probably made a difference. I mean, Alan and I were not invited to an early screening, and I'm glad. I wouldn't have gone anyways. This is a movie to see with a crowd of fans, a very diverse crowd too, by the way.
Yeah, my theater was sold out.
Yeah,
it was really good. Jafar Jackson gives a generational performance. I think what they decided really early on, because like Dante said, you could have done 3 fucking movies and still not gotten everything. I think they just tried to go for the spirit of his journey. And honestly, it kind of played like, in a weird way, a superhero underdog movie, in that Joe Jackson is the clear villain. And the entire movie is Michael getting to be Michael and be free of his obligations, perceived or otherwise, to the Jackson 5 and his dad, and stop trying to make everyone but himself happy. Loved the inclusion of Bubbles and all of his animals, that like, bro, those are his only friends. The fucking animals and his mom are like the only friends he had. And he even says when he's younger, he's like, oh, they just want to take pictures of me. And also you see him turn into Michael. So by the time he fully puts on the costume and he's Michael, it was just really good. Could have made 1 billion of these movies and I would watch them. Yeah, critics are upset that we didn't have all the horrible, depressing stuff. But I thought it worked.
This could be like Michael Mann Begins, with the connected universe with Tito and Jackie, Marlon, Janet. I mean, like, you're right. Like, you could make 3 movies and barely touch on everything from such a creative family. But I do love the focus on conflict with the father and then his creative becoming Michael.
And a lot of shows don't tell. Like, and I think, critics, I guess they wanted it in your face, but they set up that scene when he gets the nose job for the first time. And then like randomly, like a year later, when they show a scene, he's got a bandage, with the implication being that obviously he's continued to do it, which I saw some people missing that. They're like, oh, bro, they're showing the passage of time very subtly. They don't, not everything is spelled out for you.
Yep.
I am a little curious as to why Janet Jackson opted.
She declined. She declined to be in it.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious.
They asked her, and she said no. Yeah, I just probably didn't want to be in the movie for, personal reasons,
Or I can understand if they're going to disrespect Michael, but that was not a disrespectful movie. So, like, I'm curious.
Oh, I think she was probably mad she didn't have more of a focus in it.
You're
even Latoya, it's like you see her as a kid, and then the only real scene of substance is her with Michael looking at his nose, shopping. Oh, I should do that too. Yeah. And we see what she did. So, like, Joe fucked. That's the other thing that comes across. Joe fucked that whole family up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, before the Pepsi fire, I didn't realize that, like, the nose job started before any of that. I'm one of the people that always thought the vitiligo was a lie, and he just had the whatever thing. But if that's to be true, man, that started really early on. And if you know about vitiligo, because I have someone who has it, like, stress and worry only makes it worse, and that man probably had a lot of stress and worry as depicted. So it really got across like, what a miracle his life was that he was able to find any sort of joy. And the helping kids in the hospital, again, all that shit started way earlier on than I realized. First Michael Jackson, I saw
that moment when he's buying, when he's in the toy store and he's buying and he's signing stuff,
and constantly looking for father figures, his security guard, his lawyer, Quincy, all of them, any male that wasn't fucking Joe Jackson. What a just great performance by Jafar.
By the way, really Disney, if you want to bring people to your parks, re-release Captain EO.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like the intention was just to entertain, and especially fans of Michael Jackson. Is that why critics don't like it? that it wasn't this
no,
Well, you know what's funny
dire, depressing,
It's funny you bring that up,
melodramatic.
the bigger story, and that is that him detaching himself from Joe, and ultimately finding that and becoming, right after the victory tour, becoming the Michael he wanted to be. That to me is the story of this, and to bring all the other stuff just muddles down that story, and you've got to have one. The best biopics are not about the person's entire life; it's about a segment of their life. And that's what I felt this one was.
And the fact that fresh allegations dropped 17 years after it supposedly happened, right when the estate's going to start making money. Yeah, I think they were all fucking lying. I do. And there's a bigger reason for that. Michael maybe went to a certain place and then talked about how another country right next to them is being treated. And then immediately the allegations were. So, yeah.
Well, something that hit me watching that movie. It's funny you brought up Elvis, Chris, because I was watching it and I was just thinking, like, Michael Jackson's career could have easily gone the way of Elvis, in the same way where Elvis's career was sidelined and ruined by the Colonel. Joe Jackson could have done that to Michael Jackson.
Right.
If Michael didn't step up and be like, "Fuck you, I'm out," his career could have ended up like Elvis because of Joe Jackson.
His lawyer, tell him, "Fuck you, I'm out."
Yeah. I mean, it was a crazy like correlation there that I never realized until watching that movie.
Well, but he died. I mean, ultimately, he died due to a lack of a father figure, or at least a good one. For him to again, I mean, they glossed over the painkiller stuff. They brought it up just for a moment. But that's ultimately what did him in. Was him not being able to make adult decisions about his pain and about his finances and everything like that.
Yeah. But Steph, we haven't heard from you. If you wanted to,
I haven't been able to go and see it. I really want to now that I'm listening to all of you guys talk about it. Yeah, but it sounds incredibly entertaining. And in my opinion, the critics are upset because they went in for the drama, for talking about all of the things that happened later in life, and they didn't get that. And people are praising this man that they do not like and have decided that they didn't like years and years ago. So that's why they're giving it such a low score. But I mean, it sounds incredibly entertaining for everyone who has been affected by Michael throughout their life and has loved his music for so long, despite all of these allegations, which, after like the past few years have probably been proven that all of those allegations were absolutely fake. I'm really excited to go and see it. I wanted to see it last night, but I mean, I streamed for way too late. So
I think the problem is that in today's society, we have to either make someone a demon or an angel. And for some reason right now, Michael Jackson's a demon. And so you have to do everything you can to take this movie down. And I just get the sense of that when I read other critics, the negative reviews about this movie.
Yeah, but you can't deny that discrepancy right there, man. 97 to 38.
That's ridiculous.
That is insane.
That's why they're responding, because they know that they're getting called out. I just played Joe Jackson, Coleman Domingo, like he honestly had a Breaking Bad Walter White thing, except the difference is at the end of Breaking Bad, Walter eventually just admits he did it for himself, not his family. And Joe just kept saying it's for him. I was like, no, motherfucker, you didn't want to be in that still mill.
I think it's incredible that the critics gave it such a low score, which just based upon like their feelings surrounding Michael Jackson, which to me is, the critics are review bombing this, whereas the fans went in 100%. And watched something that is incredibly entertaining, are very happy with it, and that's why the fan score is really, really high.
But Finding Neverland is like a 98% on them.
It's the flip opposite. It's the flip reverse of this. Yeah, and it's the crazy thing is right now, especially in this current like social climate, everybody's looking for more uplifting movies, and I think this one is a major it just brings joy into your life. And it's similar to Project Hail Mary, how Project Hail Mary is a very uplifting film and people enjoy it, and that's why these movies are going to do better than these like negative film. Like if this was a negative movie that put Michael in a negative light, I don't think people would have liked it. And I don't honestly want to see a sequel. I think we good right here. We don't need to see any more out of this, because this was
totally agree.
A perfect film for one of the biggest entertainers ever, and it leaves you on a high note. His story continues as it says at the end, and I don't think we need to see more. I'm perfectly fine with this, man.
Yeah, the last thing you wanted in this movie is a bummer ending.
Yeah.
But
nobody wants that.
But look, I've been around since the beginning of his career, followed him through different stages, and I question now we've seen a lot of mainstream narratives. If you start to look a little deeper and question, Michael brought people together in a way that no other performer in history was able to bring them together. Just everyone. And they really like hit that in this film.
Yeah.
I think it's going to come out. We haven't really seen, at least I haven't, the other side of the story of like trying to take Michael down. There were a lot of reasons to do that. So
wouldn't that be interesting if that was the second movie?
Yes.